Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it is in your part of the world, and in the moment that you have decided to join us for this practice. My name is Ankati. I'm one of the Kula Facilitators, and it's a pleasure to share practice and to share space with you today. So thank you for joining us, and thank you if you've been able to donate and support this month's cause. We are donating to Wellkind, which is a beautiful organization in Guatemala that supports the empowerment of the local indigenous people through many different projects. So it's always an honor and a privilege to be able to give back to the lands and the people that have offered us so much wisdom and such beautiful, potent space for our journeys and our trainings, and also for those of us who live in Guatemala. I'll invite you to start by joining me in a comfortable seat. And today's practice will be focused around the intention of clarify and fly. And that's something that's been really present for me of late, this process, this continual process, this cyclical process of clarifying intention or desire or vision or dream, identifying the stories, the beliefs, the patterns of thought that might be in the way of actually moving towards those intentions, those visions, those dreams. Because so often, yes, there might actually be logistical steps that we need to take, but before we can get to those logistical steps, we need to acknowledge and tend often the thoughts, the stories, and the belief patterns that might have us stay stuck. And then as we release and tend and heal, then we make space to fly. We make space to soar. And so often, at least in my life, I have found that as soon as I acknowledge and tend those belief patterns, the manifestation, the intention kind of just happens, almost like the universe just needed me to move a little something that was in the way of the flow so that energy could fly free. So as we come into our practice today, I'm going to invite us to start with a mantra. And it's a very simple one, and I'll invite you, if you have the space, to join me. But the only words are Ong Sohang, Ong Sohang. And Ong Sohang translates to roughly, I am that, or that I am. And it's a mantra that speaks to that connection with the universe, that spirit, the universe is rooting for us, is on our side, and is woven into every breath, every cell in our body, such that when we remember that, when we align ourselves, when we clear those belief patterns, those thoughts, the ways in which we are staying stuck out of the way, we can't help but fly. So come to a comfortable seat again, lifting your spine up nice and tall, lifting up nice and tall through the crown of your head, and making lots of space for the lungs, the heart, the breath. And you're welcome to close down the eyes. I won't be doing anything particularly interesting. And you can start with breath. Let the breath come deep into the belly, in and out through the nose if that's possible. And even in the simple process of coming present to our breath, we already start to clear space by untethering ourselves from all of the things that constantly pull at our attention. And we arrive in our practice. Join me when you're ready. Bring your hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra, and we'll join together in an Om to open our practice to honor the resonance of all that is. So take a nice deep breath in for Om. And we take a gentle bow of the chin towards the chest, thinking mind to the knowing heart. Bringing our energy and our attention again and again back here to heart center, where we know deeply that spirit, that universe is waiting, is ready with open arms for us to step into our dharma, our path, our purpose, our expression. That spirit is there waiting for us to take a deep breath and fly. And that when we come to our practice, when we bring our focus, our attention, and we fully allow ourselves to dive into and then release the limiting beliefs that keep us small, the cyclical thoughts that keep us stuck, we can't help but be lifted on the winds, on the wings of all that is meant for us. Take a nice deep breath in. And a long breath out. We'll release our palms down by our sides. And we'll come to a simple cross-legged seat, and I'll invite you to bring your right ankle in front first. If you need to sit up on something, maybe a blanket. Don't sit up too high though, we are going to fold forward. But feel free to prop the knees. So take a nice big inhale, lift the spine up nice and tall, reach up through the crown of the head. And exhale, we'll crawl the fingertips forward. Just coming into a fold and exploring how the hips are feeling, how the spine's feeling. Coming as far forward as your body allows. And feel free to allow this first fold to be kind of dynamic. You can sway the upper body from side to side. You could turn the chin side to side. And start to find that deep flow of breath that will support you through our practice. And start to walk your fingertips back in, roll your spine back up to center. And we'll lean back, pick up your feet, and with or without the hands, take them out nice and wide. And again, start to crawl your fingertips forward. If you're like me and it's first thing in the morning, they may not go super far forward. Ease yourself in. Give the body some patience, and whatever sensation or tension you find, give it breath. We're on the sit bones, and let your inhale bring both arms up and overhead. Reach up nice and tall, flex the toes up towards the sky. Then rotate to your left and exhale, fold out over your left leg. We'll inhale, rise back up to center, cartwheel the arms up and over. Then exhale to your right. We'll rise back up to center, take an inhale, lean back with or without the hands, other foot in front. So it should be left ankle in front, if you're following me. And then start to crawl your fingertips forward. If you allowed your first side to be kind of dynamic and explorative, offer the same here. And as we come into the body, as we come into the breath, as we arrive in our practice a little more fully, invite an open attention to see what intention came with you to your practice today. What desire, what vision for yourself, for your life. Start to walk your fingertips back in. We'll lean back again, pick up the feet, take them out nice and wide, and then pour forward. Think about spilling the center of your heart out and down. Worry a little bit less about how far your forehead gets to the ground and a little bit more about how open your heart is and how much space you're leaving for your breath. So maybe there's an intention, a manifestation, a desire that's been really top of mind for you lately. And you are joining me in this practice because of that, because you're like, that vision, that pathway, that manifestation is calling me forward. And I recognize there's something tugging me back. There's something keeping me static that I need to name, that I need to understand. Ground your hips back and down. Take a big inhale, rise back up to center. We go to the right first. Exhale, twist yourself to the right and fold out over your right leg. Back to center. Inhale, rise up, send the arms towards the sky. To your left. Exhale, lean out, fold out. Inhale, back up to center. We'll go through one round, one breath, one movement. Lean back, cross your right ankle in front. Then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, roll back up, sweep the arms towards the sky. Pick up the feet, send them out wide, and exhale, bow forward. Inhale, roll it back up to center. Left side first, exhale. Inhale, back up through center, arms to the sky. To the right, exhale. Inhale, rise back up to center, left ankle in front. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to roll up, send the arms to the sky, lean back and pick up your feet. Ooh, set them out wide, don't fall over. Exhale and fold. Inhale, roll back up to center. Right side first, exhale. Inhale, back to center, sweep the arms high, big breath. Exhale to your left. Inhale, rise back up to center. And exhale, take the hands behind you. Lean back and draw your legs in, soles of the feet to the floor, hips distance apart. Take your fingertips back behind you, plant down through the heels of your hands, and then wrapping your elbows back. Just start to bend the elbows and then straighten them. And as you straighten them or move them towards straight-ish, puff your heart up towards the sky. Find some space. And you can either stay here, puffing the heart up, keeping the hips grounded, or press into your feet and every single toe and lift the hips. Root your finger pads into the mat if you do take this option. You're welcome to lower the head back if that feels okay in your neck. It doesn't feel great in mine, so I'm going to keep my head up. Take one more big breath in. And exhale to lower the hips back down if they are lifted. Walk your fingertips off the edges of your mat. Keep your feet nice and wide and start to tip the knees side to side. We'll bring the knees back to center, cross the ankles, and make your way forward to a tabletop. Stack your hips over your knees, your shoulders, over your wrists, and start to make some circles forward, through, and around. As you do, we'll bring some attention both to hips, lower body, knees, and also to your wrists, and your shoulders. And then start to let your neck join as well. As we awaken joints, bones, tissues, we start to awaken the energetic lines of the body. We start to awaken the heart. Start to take your circles in the other direction if you haven't switched yet. And this is where I invite you to allow your intention today to arise from. Right, there's the intentions of the mind, and the mind is very influenced by the world around us. And the mind might say that we need to accomplish some level of status or some higher degree of training or get the relationship or, you know, before we get to be happy, before we get to be all that we are meant to be. But the heart knows better. The heart and the spirit, they know better. Go ahead and come back to your tabletop. We'll tuck the toes and send your hips up and back to your first downward facing dog. And as you arrive there, take a moment, bend the knees, shift the hips, come way up onto the toes, and let the heel lower towards the earth. And take a big inhale, wave yourself forward to the top of a plank. Fingertips root well into the floor, and then soften your knees and send the hips up and back. Exhale. Inhale, ride your breath forward to a plank. Soften the knees, exhale, hips high. One more like that. Inhale, ride your breath forward. And exhale, hips go up and back. Take a big breath in, rise up high on your toes, and then tiptoe yourself, teeny little steps up to the top of your mat, somewhere close to your hands. Take your feet hips distance apart, and ragdoll, just hang. Or so that you up. Feel free to walk your hands up your thighs if your low back needs a little more support today. As you arrive, finding Tadasana, soften your shoulders, down your back. Root down well into the soles of the feet and take a moment and rock toes to heels. And let that rock start to land and spread the soles of your feet out. Hasta Bandha. That's Pada Bandha. Just kidding. Pada Bandha. These are your hastas. Spread your toes out. Shift the weight so that it's evenly distributed in the soles of your feet. And then lift up super tall through the crown of your head. From that grounded space, I'll invite you to take just the tips of your fingers into your sternum and just start to give a little tap. I don't know if this is going to sound like an earthquake with my microphone, but if it does, that's okay. Just start to give a little tap to your heart space. Yeah. You can take it from the sternum out wide. And if there's more space on your body that feels like it needs a little energetic awakening, do that. Follow that body wisdom. Awakening the energies of the heart, of this wisdom, this wise space that knows more clearly and more purely than the mind what our path holds for us, unfolding ahead of us perfectly. Even when we can't necessarily see, 50 miles out, we can only see a few feet in front of us. It's still unfolding perfectly. And we'll release the hands down by your sides and just start to give the body a little shake. So bending the knees, softening shoulders, just kind of a little chug. Notice if there's any part of your body, your being, that resists, maybe holds tension. Maybe it's your hands. If you're particularly in a moment where you're trying to figure out what's next, sometimes those hands can hold some tension. So let the hands start to shake. Let the hips start to shake. Let the rib cage start to shake. Let the shoulders start to shake. And if you're someone who often has a lot of energy spinning in the mind, your thoughts are kind of constantly running around up there at 1,000 miles an hour, let your head shake too. Even if you're not one of those people, you can let your head shake too. Let the energy drop down out of the thinking mind into the knowing heart, rooting into the earth. We'll shake for 5, 4. We're going to come to stillness. 2, give it one more good shake. 1, and release. Just come into total stillness. Pause, feel, notice. And then drop that question in. What is my intention today? What is my intention for my practice? What is my desire, my vision that I am calling into manifestation? And then open your inner ears to hear. All right, friends. Let's activate our Ujjayi breath. Bringing the tip of the tongue to the roof of your mouth, just behind your front teeth. Softening the back of the tongue down so that you can swirl the breath in the back of the throat, starting to make that ocean sound. We'll keep that breath alive, alight, as much as we can, as often as we can, as we move through our practice to start to awaken that fire, the Agni. So if you didn't end up at the top of your mat, you can take a step there. And as you do, set out in front of you, envision in front of you this desire, this intention, this manifestation that has risen to the surface in your heart. And set it there as a guide, as a bit of a North Star to carry us through our practice. Take a big inhale, sweep the palms up towards the sky, reach up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward, bend the knees as much as feels helpful in your body. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step your left foot back.
Lower your left knee gently. Climb up to your fingertips or maybe blocks if you have them. Take a big inhale, reach your heart forward. Exhale, glide your hips back, flex your right toes up, little Ardha Hanumanasana. Don't worry about straightening your right leg all the way. Bend your right knee, inhale, shift forward, heart lifts. Exhale, hips glide back, right foot flexes. More like that, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana. This time we'll pause and you might need to adjust your body geometry. But glide your right hip back and stick your tailbone towards the back of your mat as you breathe space into the heart. And as we get curious about the sensations, the energy's moving to this right hamstring, this right hip, this right leg, this heart. Take one more big breath in. As you exhale, bend the elbows, bow in any amount. Inhale, bend your right knee, shift forward and pull your palms. We'll step back, downward facing dog on an exhale. Inhale, ride the waves of the breath forward. Lightly tap your knees down. And exhale to lower all the way to the mat, keeping the elbows in close. Untuck your toes, press your hip points into the mat, and inhale to lift up an active cobra. So the elbows are hugging up and back. The shoulders drawing down onto the back. And if you were to lift your hands, you're not going to fall down. We're using the strength of the body to start to, again, build that Agni, that fire. Take one more big inhale. Exhale to plant your palms. Press up through tabletop. And then back to downward facing dog. Big inhale to rise up high on your toes, soften your knees. Exhale, walk to the top of the mat and fold. Halfway lift, press palms to shins, inhale. Exhale, fold in. So to the sky, inhale, stand tall. Maybe there's even a little baby back bend, heart lift. Then we follow the breath, exhale all the way back in. Halfway lift, inhale. Step your right foot. Tail, lower your right knee gently to the earth. Take an inhale, roll your shoulders back and down, lift your heart. Ardha Hanumanasana, glide your hips back, flex your left toes up. Bend your left knee, inhale, shift forward, open the heart. Exhale, hips glide back. And we're like that, and then we pause. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, glide your hips back. Flex your left toes up. Walk your hands in, maybe to blocks, maybe to fingertips, and send your tailbone back. Reach your heart forward, and you're always welcome to keep a bend in this left leg if that feels more supportive. Reconnect to breath. Every inhale, draw in into your cells, into your heart, into your lungs, that intention, that inspiration, that desire, that vision. And when I say that, I mean, start to feel it. As you imagine it, start to feel it. What is it like in your bones? How does your body respond to that vision? Take a big breath in, reach your heart forward. And soften your elbows, exhale, bow in. Bend your left knee, inhale, shift forward, plant your palms. And exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, ride the breath forward to a plank. Tap the knees down and exhale to lower down, keeping your elbows in super close. Inhale, active cobra. Lift the heart. Option this time, if it feels okay in your body, fly your arms back alongside your hips. And then from where your hips ground into the floor, see if you can lengthen up through the crown of your head just a little bit more as your fingertips expand energy back. One more big breath in. And exhale, slide your palms in, press up through tabletop. And back to downward facing dog. The head a little bit of a shake as you arrive. We'll take a moment to pause here. Now, as we pause, either see if you can focus your gaze on one single point, a drishti, or let your eyes close. Part of becoming clear in our intention is allowing ourselves to give that intention our full focus. We probably all live in a world where there's a lot pulling on our attention constantly, day to day. We have devices beeping and buzzing and notifying. We have people in our lives. We have media. We have noise. It's around. It's real. And so we practice tuning in, honing our ability to focus on what it is we're really calling in. Take an inhale, rise up on your toes. Exhale, walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky, rise, stand tall. Exhale, draw your hands down to your heart center. Thumbs land right at the sternum. Shoulders soften down the back, heart lifts. Soften the eyes closed or find one single point to land your focus. Anchor. Release the arms by your sides. Take an inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Step your left foot back. High crescent lunge, so keep your back knee lifted. Inhale and rise up. Sweep the palms to the sky. So you exhale, bow over your right thigh. Sweep the arms back, energy back through your fingertips, forward through the crown of your head. Inhale, rise up, stand tall. Two more like that. Exhale, bow forward, fingertips back, crown of the head forward. A big breath in, let it lift you up. This time we pause, exhale, hinge forward, fingertips back, crown of the head forward, leaning the belly out over the thigh. Breathe. And then invite, again, that intention into your body, and then notice on its periphery, what are the stories living there? What are the beliefs living there? As you inhale, rise back up. Exhale your hands to your hips. Step your back left foot in a little bit so that we can prepare for pyramid pose. Stretch your right leg long. Square your hips towards the top of your mat. Gather the inner thighs. Big breath in to lift and lengthen. Exhale, we hinge at the hips and fold nice and slow. Let your hands find the floor or blocks. Guide the right hip back and root down through both feet really well. So what's on the periphery? I know for me, one of the beliefs that I have been working with for a long time is this story of, they get to do that, but that's not for me. They get to, I don't know, whether it's career-wise, travel-wise, partnership-wise, who knows, right? That belief can apply to so many different things, but they get to and I don't. It's such a limiting story. And an untrue one, right? Why would they get to? They. And I don't. Take a nice big inhale, bend forward into your right knee. Cartwheel the arms up and open. Scoot your left heel back a little bit more and open out warrior two. I'm just going to pause here for a moment. Check that the right knee and the right toes are tracking forward, and then expand energy. Pointer finger and middle finger of your right hand and left hand pulling apart from each other, creating more space in your heart. Now, notice as you have allowed your own thought patterns, limiting beliefs that have been circling around to start to arise. What does that feel like in your body? Where do you feel that? Where is there this like density, ickiness, stickiness, however you experience it? Where is it living? And then give it breath. What is it saying? And then give it breath. We'll flip the right palm towards the sky. Take a nice big inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat. We'll take the right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Press down into your palms. You're welcome to come up onto your left toes. Maybe your left foot needs to come in a little like mine. And then send the right heel up to the sky and face your toenails towards the floor. So instead of open hip, we're going close hip today. Energy up through your right heel. Take one more big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale to shift forward to a plank. You can set your right foot down to join your left. Chaturanga, knees up or knees down, your choice. Cobra or upward facing dog. Roll your shoulders down your back. Reach your heart through. Downward facing dog. Hips go to the sky. Inhale, rise up high on your toes, soften your knees. Top of the mat. Walk, step, maybe float this time. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand tall, lift, maybe again, that little baby back bend. Exhale, we fold all the way back in. Follow the cadence of the breath. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step your right foot all the way back. High crescent lunge, inhale, rise up, sweep your fingertips to the sky. Bowing over your left thigh, exhale, arms reach back, long spine. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, hinge, bow forward and expand. One more like that and we pause. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, extend, expand, and bow out over your left thigh. Send your fingertips back. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. And find a steady cadence of breath, steady gaze. Sometimes as we start to feel into those stories that are around the edges of our intention, of our manifestation, gosh, it can start to feel agitating. Like, oh, that story is still there. Thought I got rid of that one a while ago. They're sneaky, they're persistent, right? Take a big inhale, rise up.
Stretch your left leg straight, step your right foot in a little so you can ground your heel. Feet are train tracks distance apart. Square your hips forward, take a big breath in. And exhale, hinge, fold. Pyramid pose, hands find blocks or the floor. Fingertips are a great option too. Reach your tailbone back, hug your left sit bone towards the back of your mat, evening out your hips. So what do we do with that agitation, right? That's the question. I mean, we're yogis, so hopefully we have a little bit of a practice for that. We bring it to our awareness, we give it breath, and we stay present with it. We stop running away from it. Because this is the thing. If we're really setting our intention on a manifestation, on a vision, and then every time we run into an obstacle, we just turn around and run away from it, well, we are not getting anywhere. We meet it. We sit with it. We give it breath. And then we start to turn it into art. Bend your left knee, rise up, sweep the arms open, and then step that right foot back a little bit, open out into your warrior two. Left knee, left toes, all tracking the same direction. Find that expansion across your fingertips. We turn it into art. We turn it into where we want to go, because we know by now, I think, trying to just make it go away won't work very well. Oftentimes it's still there, just changes form. So if it's going to stay, if it's going to change form, that story, that belief pattern of like, oh, not me, I can't do that, I'm not good enough, I'm not ready. That's a potent one, right? We want something, but then some part of our being is telling us, oh, but I'm not ready for that. I'll be ready when? When what? When someday comes? Someday's always in the future. So we take that belief, we start to play with it. Start to say, I'll be ready when? Interesting. How about now? I'll be ready when now. Left palm to the sky, big inhale, reach up. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat. Three-legged dog. Left leg goes to the sky. Keep your hips nice and squared. Left toenails point towards the floor. From your fingertips, energize up through your left heel. Take one more big inhale. Can that left heel lift just a smidgen higher? Exhale. Inhale, wave it forward to a plank. Left leg can join the right. Chaturanga. Exhale, keep the elbows in close. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high. Take a nice big breath in, rise up on your toes. Exhale, walk, step, float, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms to the sky, rise up, stand tall. Exhale, release your arms by your sides. Bring your feet out about hips distance apart. We'll move through a few rounds of breath of joy. Now, with any breath practice, any pranayama that we explore, if at any point you start to feel like it's not serving you, I invite you to return right here, Tadasana. Find a steady breath instead. But if you're joining me for breath of joy, we'll inhale one, the hands come forward. Inhale, 2 hands go out wide. Inhale, 3 arms come up and overhead. Exhale to bend the knees, sweep the arms back. If you're pregnant, obviously you won't do this part. You'll just sweep the arms back and you'll do this super, super gentle, okay? So take a nice big breath in. And a big breath out. Inhale 1, inhale 2, inhale 3, big exhale. Inhale 1, 2, 3, exhale. Inhale 1, 2, 3, exhale. Keep going. Keep going. Now this breath of joy, breath of making space is said to help us to clear when something external has a little bit of a grip on us. Something external maybe is like got a hand on the wheel of our proverbial life car. Something outside of ourselves, beyond our hearts, is kind of running the show here. And that might be those belief systems, right? The beliefs that come from somewhere around us that tell us, oh, that's a nice dream, but, or that's a nice vision. However, we do this breath, this beautiful breath of joy, this energetic clearing to say, I reclaim my sovereignty because I know there's something ahead. This will be the last one. 3, 2, 1. Big inhale, rise up tall, send your fingertips towards the sky and open your palms. Soften your knees a little. Breathe. Notice. Expand your energy body a little bit further. Can you feel the tug at your fingertips of spirit, of the universe calling you up? Calling you to say, yeah, I might have these tender stories of I'm not enough, I'm not ready. I don't get to do that. I don't get to be that. Might have those tender stories and I'm gonna hold them lovingly, gently, and I'm going to alchemize them into art, into exactly the thing that will make me who I am, empowered, ready. Take a nice big breath in. Slow motion, release your arms by your sides. Let your shoulders drape down your back. Let your heart lift. Come back to a steady cadence of breath. Yeah. Let's fly, friends. Take a nice big inhale, bend your knees, sweep your arms up, chair pose. Gather that strength. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen up. Step your left back, exhale. Rise up, high crescent lunge. Sweep your palms to the sky. This time as we hinge forward, fly the arms back and float your left toes behind you. Balance. Step your left toes back. Take a big inhale, rise up and reach. Exhale, hinge forward, fly the arms back, fly the left toes. More like that. Step the left toes back, big breath in. Exhale, arms sweep back, leg extends back. We'll step directly into warrior two. So pivot your left toes open, blossom the arms open, settle in. Flip the right palm towards the sky. Take a big open breath into your right ribs. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step your right foot back, chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. Lift and open your heart. Downward facing dog, hips go high. Take a big inhale, right leg goes to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot to your right thumb. High crescent lunge. Inhale, back here again. Exhale, fly forward, float your left leg. Bring your left knee into your chest, stand tall, trust it. Wobble as much as you need to. Send your left leg back, expand. Rise up, take a breath in. Exhale, send that left leg back. Bring the left knee into your chest, rise up, stand tall. Chair pose, step your left foot down. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, sweep your arms back. Stay in your chair pose and maybe you pick your heels up. Lower the heels, inhale, arms raise high. Arms back, exhale again. Maybe you pick your heels up, maybe not. Heels lower, inhale, last one. Exhale, arms sweep back. Inhale, chair pose, heels lower, arms rise. Hinge and fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, step right foot all the way back. Rise up high, crescent lunge, big inhale. We take a little flying preparation. Exhale, fly forward, float the right leg any amount, arms back. Step your right toes back. Inhale, reach up, high lunge. Exhale, dive forward, fingertips back, right toes lift. Last one. Step your right toes back. Inhale. Exhale, fly forward. Pivot your right toes out, step back, warrior two. Blossom the arms wide, land. Float your left palm up, inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat, step back. Flow through your chaturanga, starting to find freedom of breath, freedom of movement. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg floats to the sky. Exhale, step it forward. High crescent lunge, inhale, rise up. Exhale, we fly to your warrior three, Virabhadrasana three, right leg floats back. Bring the right knee to the chest, inhale to stand tall. Exhale, send the right leg back, trust it, feel it, breathe. Right knee to the chest, again, inhale. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, right knee reaches towards the chest. We step down into chair pose. Exhale, Utkatasana. Take a breath in, feel groundedness beneath the legs. Exhale, arms sweep back. Maybe you rise up onto the toes. Lower the heels, inhale. Exhale, arms sweep back. Last one, inhale. Exhale, arms sweep back. Stand tall, ground your heels, inhale, arms to the sky.
Exhale, hinge forward, plant your palms. Step back, and either we'll see you in downward dog, or take one more flow through your chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog. Downward facing dog. We'll set the knees down to the floor. Stack your hips up over your knees. Those can be tucked or untucked. And then start to crawl your fingertips or your palms forward for Anahatasana or puppy pose. You can let your forehead rest. Maybe it's your nose. And then if it works in your body, go ahead and spin your palms open. Pinky fingers come together. Thumbs go wide. And in your palms, as we offer to the fire of our practice, this tapas, this devotion to continually coming to our practice as an alchemical container, a place where we get to bring our dreams, our visions, and these limiting beliefs, these thought patterns, habits, whatever is keeping us stuck, so that through our breath, through our presence, it can all find transformation. And spin your palms down. We'll slide forward, curling the navel towards the spine to land on the belly in Sphinx pose. Bring your elbows directly under your shoulders. Forearms are parallel. Roll your shoulders back and down and lift your heart up. Put a little space between your teeth. And start to find a steady cadence of breath again. Noticing how it feels to bring it all, not just the visions, but the dreams, the manifestations, the desires, but also the stickiness, the density. So that it all kind of goes into the pot of our practice together, and we transform it into art. We transform it into the path. Path towards exactly what our heart knows we're here for. Take a nice big breath in. And exhale, lower down. Bring your palms in beneath your shoulders. Press up through tabletop, downward facing dog. Shift your weight into your left foot. Step your right foot to the outside of your right pinky finger. Lower your left knee down. Your right toes can turn out at about a 45-ish degree angle. And then grounding your left palm off the left edge of your mat, you can walk your right hand up to your right knee. Your right shoulder start to roll back in space. You could take a gentle rock, some explorative movement. Or if it's in your body today, bend your left knee, make a big circle up, back, and open with your right arm, and then let your right hand and your left foot connect.
drawing the left heel in towards your hip will give you a little bit more of a quad stretch. Pressing the foot back towards the back of your mat will give you a little more of a shoulder stretch, of back bend experience. One more big inhale. And exhale, we'll release. Plant the palms. Tuck your left toes. Step it back, downward facing dog. We'll shift the weight into your right foot. And step the left foot on an exhale to the outside of your left pinky finger. Let your right knee land. Turn your left toes out slightly and walk your right hand off the right edge of your mat. Walk the left hand up to your knee. And again, start to nudge the knee out wide. Both sides are very different. So ease in, explore edges, listen. And if it's in your body, we'll bend the right knee, big circle with the left arm up, back, and around. Find your foot. Again, draw it in if your quads need a little more love. Or you could kick it back. Use the breath to clear through, sweep through, comb through any more sticky spaces we find. Not because we need them to go away. It's because we want to mobilize whatever is stuck so that we can bring it in to the transformational process. Take one more big inhale here. And exhale to release. Both palms to the floor. We'll turn your left toes out. Step your right foot up, Malasana. Sit the hips down into your yogi squat. Can keep your palms to the floor in front of you if that's helpful. Block under your sit bones. Might feel like a nice support. We'll just nudge the knees wide with the elbows, or if you have your hands down, you can walk your fingertips out and use that to nudge your knees wide. And as your tailbone roots down, feel expansion up through the crown of your head. As you settle back into your breath, can you bring your attention to some sense of arrival? Arrival in this moment of the process, of the journey, of the path, of the practice of calling up an intention, of opening our awareness to notice the sticky spots, the limiting beliefs, the old stories that are still hanging on. And then stirring it all up in the pot. So that we can fly. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, use your hands to help you, or don't. Just sit your hips down. And we'll bring the soles of the feet towards the front of the mat and slowly lower all the way down. You can bring a block underneath your sacrum. If you don't have a block, you might just kind of tuck your hands right underneath the sides of your hips. And then when you're ready, extend the legs to the sky, Viparita Karani, or waterfall pose. Your arms can relax into a comfortable shape, maybe out wide, might feel nice. And let your feet just kind of be feet. You don't have to point or flex, they can just kind of be there. And let your breath start to slow down again. And scan through the body. See if there's anywhere that might need just a little more loving attention, a little more breath. And take a deep breath in. And as you start to bend your knees, draw them in slightly and 1 foot at a time, especially if you're on a block, place the feet back down. And we'll press into the feet, lift the hips, slide the block out from underneath you, and let the hips soften back down to the floor. Take the feet out nice and wide on the mat and let your knees tip towards your left. So left thigh falls towards the floor. We'll pick up the left foot and cross it onto your right thigh. Now, if your knees don't love that, all good. Keep your left foot exactly where it was. And then we'll take the arms, clasp the elbows right up over your face. We'll roll the left elbow down just to lightly kiss the floor. And then bring the elbows back up and over. Nice big rainbow. Right elbow heads down towards your right side. It may or may not land on the floor. That is less relevant to just getting you a twist. Your next inhale, bring the elbows back up. Release the arms by your sides, exhale. Bring the knees back up to center, uncross, left foot finds the floor. And knees knock in on one another for a moment. Just let the spine find neutral. Can you feel beneath you as your body settles a little more deeply into the earth? That the earth, that spirit, that universe is rising up to hold you. You hear somewhere in a little cheerleading section that's like, yeah, you're doing it. I see you. Pick the knees up off of one another, and with your next exhale, let them settle towards your right. We'll pick up the right ankle, cross it on your left thigh. Same as the other side. If your body doesn't love that, if your knees don't love that, all good.
Keep the right leg where it was. We'll take the elbows. Bring your right elbow down to tap the floor. And then carry the arms up and over, left elbow aiming towards your left side, bringing some rotation through the upper spine. That's your next inhale. Bring your elbows back up through center. Release your arms by your sides. Inhale, the knees come back up through center. Uncross the right leg. Exhale the right foot to the mat. Again, heel toe your feet out wide. Let your knees knock in on one another. Adjust your spine however you need. That you can really find a neutral, easy, long spine. And then we'll bring the hands in. You can find one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart, or maybe both hands on the belly if that feels better. We'll find a nice slow breath to ease us into our integration pose of Shavasana. If you need a sweatshirt or any sort of layers, blankets, socks, whatever, wherever you are, maybe now's a good time to do that. And then when you're ready, we'll just find a 5-count inhale, 5-count exhale. This is called the heart coherence breath. And it's said to bring our body, our breath, our mind into as much alignment as possible with a natural, supportive rhythm of our heartbeat. So we'll take a clearing breath first. Deep inhale. Full exhale. We'll inhale the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. Hold it at the top. Sip in just a little more breath. Big exhale, let it go. One more like that. Deep breath in. Hold it at the top. Sip in just a little more. Exhale, let it go. And you can set yourself up for Shavasana. For some of us, this might feel like a perfect place to stay. Knees bent, hands on body.
Or if you'd like, you can stretch the legs out long, maybe use props. Set yourself up in a way that your body can feel comfortable and your mind doesn't feel distracted by anything going on in the physicality. If it's bright where you are, you might place something over your eyes. And as you settle in, as you allow control of muscles to go, you allow the tissues of the body to just soften into the caress of the earth beneath you. Allow the mind to soften back. Allow the eyes to soften into stillness. And allow the breath to return back to a simple, natural cadence. Feel yourself held in lightness. deepen your breath. And some gentle movement in your fingers and toes. Wrists and ankles. Take a nice big stretch, and when you're ready, bend your knees and draw them in. Roll yourself softly to your right side and take a moment there to pause, to acknowledge the practice that you just offered to your own being, the tapas, the devotion, the dedication. And slowly support yourself to rise up to a seat and bring your hands to meet at your heart. And we'll close together with one final Om. Deep breath in for Om. If you have space in your day to stay here for a while in meditation, I invite you to do so, to rest into this expansive place of possibility. Now that you've removed some of the debris from the river to transform it, there's space, there's momentum that will carry you. And this is where we transition. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. And when we come together in this way with open hearts, we remember that we are one. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice, for being a part of our Kula. My name is Ankati, and I hope we get the opportunity to practice together in person at some point in our path. Have a beautiful day.